Yo, what's up? You're off in God's country with Reid
and Dan,
also known as the Brothers Hunt, where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and the great outdoors. Two things that go together like Shania Twain and leopard print.
Or Squirrels and Hawks. Brought to you by MeatEater. I couldn't tell if that was the squirrel or the hawk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brought to you by MeatEater.
We have Lauren Watkins on. Man, what a cool chick. She killed her first turkey by herself last spring. She's been hunting with her dad her whole life. That was her first time to do it solo. She tells that whole story.
She's been out with...
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. She's been out with Morgan. She is going out this year with Riley and Zach Topp. Just on her way up, man. On her way up. Great singer. Killer songs.
Couple of nasty little vocal experiences in that podcast too.
She
Some
flexed.
Songs
She flexed for sure.
Played a good one for a Gravorite. So y'all be sure and stick around for that.
Mm-hmm.
We got any roasts
Let's
this
see.
week?
Jumps just sent me one. Let's check it out. I'll read it. I have not seen this.
5 stars. Roast us. You might get
5
shouted out on pod.
stars. We all know is the name of this
This
post.
roast.
We all know that Dan is the better hunter, Reid is the better fisherman, and neither one of them is over 5'10".
My headphones fell out.
Not true. Not true.
Dude.
I'm 5'11" and a half.
5'11" and a half.
I've always been 5'11" and a half. I'm not 6 foot.
Who's the person?
JB Ghouls.
Oh yeah.
He knows.
Well,
Great pod, boys. Keep them coming.
There's a few things wrong with that one. I'm the better hunter and the better fisherman. And you're definitely not a 5'11" and a half. All those things.
I don't know. I think the wall would disagree, but you know.
The wall.
Yeah, man. The wall of mounts here and coming down the pipe would disagree with, you know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Hey, be sure and go if you're a listener to the podcast, think about becoming a subscriber. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on. You like that?
I did. I didn't know that you could subscribe to us, but I'm
subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate your support, but we would really appreciate it if you followed us, subscribed to us, and left us a 5-star comment.
The ratings
either tell us the best or the worst thing about the show.
The ratings are really helping. We're at 4.6 now. We need to get up to about 5.
Yeah, we need 5's up top.
I'll go if I could settle for 4.9. So
who's leaving us no 1-star rating?
Some
Get
people
out of here.
Early, way back in the day. Some of those hardcores are like they talk too much
when you
about
talk
music.
too much.
Yeah, no,
It's just interrupting me all the time. All right, we love y'all.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out in God's country.
Enjoy.
Y'all stick around for Lauren Watkins. Peace. Speed. Can you do that? Go look at the camera. Go speed.
Me?
Yeah.
Speed.
Don't do it.
I feel like I just did a
methamphetamine
gesture or something.
Speed.
Anytime I'm in a video shoot and they're like saying stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I know what they're saying.
Yeah. I'm a pro.
I'm a pro.
We have
a
Nashville unicorn, a turkey calling, country music singing, big buck killing,
kind of a fan,
a listener.
Yeah,
apparently.
I mean, exposed.
Most recently toured with Morgan Wallen last year. Set to tour with Zach Topp, big fan. Riley Green, big fan. 2025. We've got Miss Lauren Watkins out in God's country with us. How does it feel to be a fan and be on the show?
Honestly, I'm a little bit starstruck.
I was about to ask if you were.
I was totally fine until I came in this room and I was like, I'm nervous now.
I'm on the thing.
But I'm glad we're finally doing this. I feel like we've been trying for a while. I gotta say,
I think you bailed on us.
I had to get married that day.
You
don't know about this?
Not excusable.
They're close. God's country getting married.
We need a doctor's excuse.
I better tell y'all I had a legit excuse last time. I was getting married that day, so
artist marrying a songwriter too.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild. Pretty crazy thing for me to do.
That's your only pass though. So you've used your credits.
I know. Well, I showed up today, so
you're here. You're here. We're glad you made it.
How have we never met? It's weird that we've never met.
I know it is weird because we've met.
Yeah, we've written a couple times.
Yeah,
I know Caroline pretty well.
Yeah. I know it's so weird, but I feel like I know y'all both already.
You do. There's really nothing there's nothing to not know. I mean, it's kind of
Hey, did you like win that belt buckle, or is that just something girls wear?
No, this was actually belongs to my husband.
Oh, sick.
So
that's cool.
and he always he just wears the same one every day. So
Can we
this
talk about?
one-
We do know her husband is Will Bundy,
Yeah.
Yes.
songwriter, producer,
Songwriter extraordinaire.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's great. He's a great dude.
He is a great dude.
Long blonde hair, flowy
Long
locks.
blonde hair. He's got better hair than me.
Old 250.
So
Love that
annoying.
he's
350.
350.
Don't
Yeah.
get it twisted.
Yes. Funny enough, yesterday we were driving and he absolutely loves his truck. I mean, that's not unique or anything, but I mean, loves it. It's like a 99,
Oh, yeah.
maybe a 98. I can't remember.
It's mean. It's mean.
Big tires.
It's
big tires.
badass.
Yeah.
And yesterday we were driving and we passed like another one that looked similar to his. And so, of course, he's like looking at it. And I was like, what's the difference between an F-150, an F-250, 350, 450? And he literally took a deep breath and was like, okay, so.
Are you ready
And
for
it
this?
went on for 30 minutes.
I'm sure it did.
But I didn't know. I wanted to know.
Do you remember when we saw him in that back alley at our old studio when he came by and he was like, he just did like that. And I was like, what's up, Bundy?
He has a deer antler on the gear shifter.
Oh, love
Come
that.
on.
Yeah.
Cut from the same
That's how he
cloth.
got me. I got in. I was
You
like,
got him. He was like,
yeah.
is that a deer?
Is that? I was like,
'Cause-
yeah, he's the one.
He's the one.
Yeah, I'm imagining how he's got it to where he can.
Well, it's like cut off where it's like,
Right, so he's just like the brow tine
Yeah,
and the
it's
base.
like your
that he's,
thumb kinda goes in
God, he's a
there.
redneck. He's such a redneck. Hey, we like to start the show off with a segment we call "What You Mad At," and you can be glad at something or what you mad at. But since you're a listener, you probably already know. You probably already know the song.
I've already been thinking about it.
What you mad at? Just tell us what it is, what you mad at. Is it your in-laws, kids, might be your boss man or your neighbors? Come on. Just
Tell us.
get it,
I'm
Lauren.
scared.
Tell us.
What you mad at? Is that the wrong melody?
No, that's it. Sorry, I caught you mid sip of coffee.
Damn, put her on the spot, Reid.
Well,
Dude, she was singing with
actually,
us. She got it.
I am mad at myself because of how directionally challenged I am. And that I was on the way trying to think like, gosh, what am I mad at today? What's my answer for that? And then I got lost and I was like, well, duh, it's me. I can't ever
You
figure
got
out where
lost
I'm
coming
going.
to Nashville or coming to the studio?
Well, I didn't really get lost. I just of course, had to do a loop around, which I can never make it somewhere in one try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that's kind of understand. I mean, this is kind of a wacky two road wacky town, right?
Well, I've
How long
finally,
How long have you lived here?
Oh, my entire life. 25 years. And I've finally figured out Music Row. You know, at first it was so confusing. Now I kind of understand. It's like you got to find the alley and then go through the alley to get to the parking lot. It's usually behind the building.
That's right.
Anywhere else that's not like a neighborhood, I told my manager the other day, we were trying to meet somebody for a breakfast. And I was like, listen, if the parking lot is not in front of the building,
We're not doing it.
exclusively for that
Turn
restaurant,
around, going home.
I'm not making it.
Yeah, feel that.
I'm mad at boxes that are hard to open. Like for instance, we got this Costco huge box of kitchen trash bags, and it's not just the pull, the box just doesn't open easy. It's so hard to open. It's like they've glued everything, every corner down. They glue everything. So if you don't have a knife, bro, you're like, and you're ripping it. And yesterday I was opening it, trying to get trash bags out, and I had to run my hand up under it to try to open the whole top, and it slit between my pinky. Look at that. Look at that.
no.
It slit between cardboard cut, not even paper, cardboard cut in between my pinky and this finger.
I'd be mad at that.
Oh,
and I
that's
might as well
not-
have broken my
That's
arm.
not in a spot where you can ignore it either. It's like you're
It's
constantly.
the worst. I've just haven't been doing like this all day, so it'll fuse back together. And if they'd have just had an easy, simple, the little lid that come down and you flip the thing and then open it. If they'd have just done that, I wouldn't have had a cardboard cut between my fingers.
Why all the drama?
Right.
It's pretty dramatic. I'm mad
much
at,
glue, too
I'm
much
mad at guys that know how to duck call trying to tell you how to duck call when you ask for help, because it's the same me show you. Hey, Ray, this is gonna be real loud. So here's what duck. Here's
You
what
want me to
duck
do it because
guys-
I can actually do it.
Here's what duck guys say. Okay, let's have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll be the professional duck
Okay.
caller. You,
Okay.
I'm over here. They're coming in. Pow pow. We're shooting. Stop.
I'm like, hey man, we just got back from a duck hunt.
I'm the guy, right? I'm the duck guy that everybody's.
You're like the pro.
I'm the pro. I'm telling everybody, kill them. They're
The know-it-all.
shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we admittedly,
So this is a conversation.
hold on. We admittedly are not duck hunters. Like
Yeah.
we go a couple times a year. If somebody asks us to go, we go.
I'm not either.
Then we get all fired up about it. We're like, we gotta learn how to do it. We gotta get a place. We gotta. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is so.
And they all have different.
Ask-
Everybody tells them different.
Ask me for help. This is how it goes.
Okay.
Remember, I'm pro.
Me ask you for help or he ask you for help?
Hey man, give me like the short.
Oh yeah, you just go like this. No. It's more like from the gut.
You got to push the air. Push the air.
No, you're the guy.
I mean,
No, that's wrong. No, wrong. More like from your. No, see, now you're grunting. I don't need you to grunt. I need you. It's just a.
I'd be like, you just do it.
that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
You eventually just go like.
Yeah, I get it. I've always like I finally got to the age where I'm like confident enough to ask. Like I'm confident enough to be like, okay, I don't know. Like,
Same.
can you teach me how?
Same.
But when I was younger, I was like, we'd go. I don't duck hunt either.
Right.
I grew up deer and turkey hunting, and that
Same.
was really it. And like once every few years, we'd go on a duck hunt with like my dad and his friends. And my dad loves to duck hunt, but he's not a duck hunter either. And so I would always be so nervous. I'd be like 14, trying to act like, yeah, I already know. I already know everything. And I wouldn't ask. I would just stay silent.
There's
And God forbid somebody hand me a duck call.
Well, I feel like we should be to the point. I'm back, new guy.
hey, shout out King's Calls right quick for that call.
Yeah, appreciate King's calls.
It's got the custom God's
Look at
Country
that.
on
Look how
it.
pretty that is.
Oh, nice.
got the God's Country
That's
band.
awesome.
I wish I could just rip it and make it sound real good.
Do it. Go,
All I can do
dude.
is
Go,
this.
dude. Give him a cut down.
That's
not doing
better
it.
than I could do.
I'm not doing it. That's all I can do. Need some help. Anyway, you guys, if anybody wants to actually give us some tips on how to blow a duck call, that would be appreciated.
Somebody who's nice about it.
Somebody who's not like a pit boss.
There's
Yeah.
a pressure that comes with not being a duck hunter at a duck hunt too. Because like
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's what you're talking about. It's because like one, there's the calling going on, so you just feel like you're just like riding the coattails of all these guys calling these.
I don't like being the thanks for calling
Me either.
daddy guy.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But then there's also
Yeah.
like you can't shoot before everybody, or you screw the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Or and like if the duck comes, on your side, and he's like, "Why didn't you kill that duck?"
But here's what
and you're
Brian-
like, "What? I didn't."
And look, let me
You
just
didn't tell me
Yeah,
to.
you didn't tell me to. Exactly. And I don't
say
like to be
this.
that guy.
let me just say this. The guy that we're talking about is named Brian Wright.
Dude, great,
He's the best.
great. Shout out
Best
Thor Boats.
human. Thor Boats.
Thor Boats. That's his company.
Should probably sponsor us.
Give
There's
us one for
Yeah,
free.
maybe he
Give
will.
us one for free or two.
Even though we're not duck hunters.
Yeah, we'll figure something out to do with it. And but he's just like, so I'm like, a duck will fly in. He'll go, "Why didn't you shoot that?" I'm like, "Well, you didn't tell me to shoot."
You didn't give me
He's
the
like,
green light.
Well, you got to know when to shoot. If he comes in, I'm like, "Okay." And so then, you pop one off, and he's like, "I didn't say shoot." And you're
Yeah.
like,
Well, Dan ruined the whole volley for
Yeah.
everybody.
"Quit calling down there, Dan."
Yes.
Dan shot a female hen teal while
Love
there
the
was
guy.
16 mallards
Love
working
the
in the
guy.
hole.
Island 34, unbelievable.
Rusty Vi, what you're doing over there is crazy.
You should
man.
come with us. It'll be. We'll take.
I would love to.
It's,
I will say this
I
about
won't know what I'm doing.
It's
but
okay. It's okay. We don't need it.
I'll
be
say
there.
this about Island 34 is it's like you're hunting a refuge. He's got it's a 2,500 acre island on the Mississippi that he feeds all these ducks. A weatherman sent him a picture last week of
Like a Memphis weatherman because it's right there next to Arkansas.
and it was like a precipitation radar, and so like it showed clouds, and over his island was all blue and clouds, and it was a blue sky, and it was the ducks.
Oh wow.
was
That's how many.
literally
That's how many ducks this guy's holding.
Jeez.
It's
Wow, that's awesome.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
I
cool.
would go do that.
Yeah, come with us.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
That's awesome.
You're pretty checking out like your Instagram and going through it. And I knew this about you. We talked about turkey hunting and stuff, but like you're an outdoors woman, an outdoorsman. I don't really know what the term
Yeah,
for
either
that.
way, either way. Yeah.
Where did that start for you? As far back as you remember?
Yeah, well, from my dad. My dad is from South Mississippi and just
Ooh, where?
Waynesboro. It's like right on the Alabama line, north of Mobile, south.
Okay.
real tiny town.
Because my wife's from Gulfport, so she's from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably not that far from
Probably
there.
not.
Probably a couple hours.
If he has a couple glasses of wine, does he get wacko?
I mean, yeah.
So does my wife. I start calling her coast.
I know they do
trash.
on the coast. Yeah. Well, I went to Ole Miss and we called them like coasties.
we
coast trash.
on. Jeez, you
We're
know
dogs
we're Mississippi
around
State,
here.
guys.
Wait, really?
Hell
graduated
State.
from there.
Hell, dear old
Oh my
state.
God.
You mean to play
I'm
it?
For
scared.
the
Help.
victory today.
I'm in
You're Ole
enemy
Missy.
territory.
What made you decide on Ole Miss?
So my parents went there. It's like runs deep in the
Yeah,
family.
okay. So kinda
I'm
same.
sure
We-
same
yeah,
with
yeah,
y'all.
same with
We
us.
really don't like each other, do we? We can't.
We have like a dark history, don't we? Dark family history. But yeah, my parents went there and we grew up going to the Grove and going to the games and I just absolutely loved it. I literally didn't apply anywhere else. I was just like, that's where I'm going. It was never a thought.
You never feel like maybe y'all were pretentious towards other like campuses or people? Ever?
Was I
Yeah, would you ever
pretentious?
just-
Yeah, like you're the only one that matters in this
Yeah,
world.
maybe.
or
Well,
something.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did you ever say we never lost a party?
Yeah, I totally said that. There was a time when I was
never
like,
lost a party.
yeah, we never lost a party. Like, I thought it was so
I
funny.
knew there was. I could tell.
This is the most Ole Miss thing I've ever heard.
That's what they used to say.
I mean, it's true.
But now y'all are really good, dude.
Are we? I don't even really pay
Pretty
attention
good.
anymore.
Pretty good.
Pretty good at everything, yeah.
Well, you're just better than us, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah, that's all. Well,
not basketball. We just got y'all at basketball.
But football,
like
y'all
last
kill
week.
us. I mean,
Yeah,
you
Lane
did.
Kiffin's changed the game down there.
I do love Lane Kiffin.
I hijacked the initial question.
Yes.
What was the question? How did I get into the outdoors?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my dad's from Mississippi and my mom is from here, but they met at Ole Miss and moved back here afterwards. And I mean, he just absolutely loves turkey hunting and deer hunting, but mainly turkey hunting. And I think like the first thing he did when he moved here with my mom was like find a hunting lease.
Yeah.
And he did. And so literally ever since I was a kid, I've been going with him and I have 3 sisters. So he really was like, okay, surely I'll have a son and like he'll hunt
turkey
with
hunt for the rest
me.
of our
Yeah.
lives,
And then he
yeah.
had 4 girls. And all of us tried it. Like all of my sisters like kind of gave it a try, but it didn't really stick. And for some reason I just loved it ever since I was a little kid. Like I loved going with him and just watching. And it was like our time to spend together.
Totally.
And it's always just been my escape. Like when I go out there, it's like I kind of have this rule with myself where I'm not allowed to worry about anything. Like I don't bring it out there. I don't really look at my phone. And it's just my escape and I love it.
That's awesome.
And I know you probably have a ton, but like, does one come to mind when I say, what's your greatest hunting memory with your dad?
Oh gosh. I mean, when I killed my first turkey, probably I was maybe like teen, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And of course that was an awesome memory. I'll never forget that. But also it's always like our best conversations happen like either in the woods or in the car on the way to get there. Like we have this like this ritual that it's just like a list of songs we always listen to like on our way out or on the way home, sometimes on the way home when we're celebrating. And that's what I always remember that. Another like.
What are they? What are some of the songs? Sorry.
Amarillo Sky, Jason Aldean, The Outsiders, Eric Church,
Okay.
Knives of New Orleans. Really,
I love that song.
I do too.
I love that song.
I do too. It's kind of underrated. At least I
Totally
think.
underrated.
That's on that same
Really?
Outsiders record, isn't it?
No, it's
No,
on
it's
the
on
Mr. Misunderstood.
That's right.
Yeah. But really, any Eric Church song counts.
Yeah.
And then also "Break Up in a Small Town," Sam Hunt.
okay.
My dad is obsessed
Spice
with
it up
that
a little
song.
bit.
Yeah.
Is that one of the talking
That's usually
songs?
on our way home.
Okay.
We're like either we're celebrating or we're just like, that was a fun day. You know.
Is that one that's like, I saw you over there at the bar.
I
and
knew
was
I'd
like,
see you around.
And I just walked
She'd be
by.
at some party.
Reid really made fun of that song for a long time because of the talk he sang.
I mean, everybody did, but
like
it's an
Talkie Sings. What if
undeniable banger.
What if we just did that like in our conversations? We were just like, so Lauren, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming out today.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
What you got planned later? You're gonna go get some lunch at it. It'd be so funny if somebody just actually did that.
Just
all
do
the
that
time.
today and like see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we'll compare notes after.
I saw a quote. I'm gonna mess this all up, but there's a famous outdoor writer. whose last name is Rourke, and he said one of the best parts about hunting and fishing is the anticipation of going and then talking about it once you get back.
Oh my God. Yes.
It's great.
And I really identified with that.
I do too.
Jumps,
And-
can you clean that up for me? Can you clean that quote up for me? I said it wrong, but care to clean it up for me? I mean, you could just look it up and make sure I'm not destroying that.
No,
quote.
I think that's right because I feel that.
No, whether that was correct or not, that is so well said. Like I have so many memories of like as soon as we get in the car, me and my dad will rehash, and then he is going to call at least five of his friends and just tell them what happened. And he'll call his dad, and it's just the best. It's like,
the best.
it just, I don't know. I love that. Like, it just makes me, it just reminds you how passionate, like, he is about it, and everybody, like, all his friends want to hear. Like, they want to hear it when he calls them.
I want to hear. I mean, we did that. We've got buddies who have kids now. I mean, we used to call each other about us killing things, but now it's just like Jonathan called us with his son had killed his first buck, and he FaceTime. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Dan, I shot my first." You know what I mean? It's like, and I want to hear. And I mean, yeah, that's part of it, right? Like the call. And we used to always call our grandparent. Dad be like, "Paul would really like to hear about your deer." You know, we call them up. Did I get it? Did you find it? Nothing. Maybe I made that up. All right.
You can say it's your quote.
And I know
I will
totally say.
I will from now on.
I say this thing. You know, I thought about
And
this.
I've always said that.
Yeah, I've always said it.
Yeah.
Ever since I was little, I think the first thing I ever said
last
was,
My
name's
first
spelled
words
funny.
were.
Well, when it comes to my thesis on hunting,
but it's kind of all you got, right? Is like is because most people gaff
Is this
gaff
okay?
tape. Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You're good.
sorry.
Is most people aren't getting filmed. Most people aren't taking cameras out there. So like the only recapturing of this that you have is in your head.
It's talking about it.
And then when you talk about it, and that's what these do, right? Like I don't put wall or animals on the wall so people walk in and go, "Oh my gosh, look at that buck!" Like when I look at that deer, for me, I go straight back to that.
You remember the
to
day.
the deer stand, or that season where I lost a publishing deal hunting that deer in Illinois,
Oh my
and that
gosh.
whole thing, you know. So like, and I love to tell that story over and over because it brings it back in my head, and that's some of the best things or days of hunting is when those stories happen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. We have in my.
I got it right.
Did you
by the
find
way.
it?
I got it right. Okay, that's all I need to know.
You got
so
it?
it's not
Okay.
yours. Okay, good.
It's not mine.
So
I knew it was.
confirmed.
I'm gonna put you know how Michael Scott does that? Like, you miss
he's
100%
like,
of the shots you don't take. Michael Jordan quote Michael Scott.
Dash Michael Scott.
Yeah, because he quoted the Michael
He
Jordan
put
part.
himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
All right. So speaking of, go ahead. You have something to
Oh
say?
well, I was just gonna say we have like in my parents' garage we have kind of like our trophy wall, and it's got all these turkey fans and beards and antlers, and it's so cool because it's like you say, like I bet my dad could tell you each one, like
He could.
where
I know
that
he
was
could. I
killed.
know he
And
could.
then on the refrigerator, you know, like the beer fridge is outside. We have all these old pictures, and they're some from us, and then some are from like my granddad
Yeah.
and my great granddad, and it's just like a timeline.
I mean,
of-
that's
it's so
exactly
cool
what
to
this
me.
book is. So I mean, like,
Is this did you get this made?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I made it.
That's
for
a
them.
great gift
Oh, that's
to get
awesome.
But check
somebody.
this out. I mean, it's got like there's Reid from when he was a little bitty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's because here's what
How
happens.
cute I was.
That is cute.
Because here's what happens.
Mossy oak camo, by the way.
Now you can. There's your boy. You know what I'm saying? Still looking good.
Oh my gosh.
Still looking good right there. Looking like got my hair parted. You know what I'm saying?
That
Looking
is
good.
awesome.
But I'll tell you why I love these is because now everything's on our phones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
And because-
lose stuff.
Well, you just like it's not.
It's hard to go back.
It's
and
hard to
find
hold
them.
it.
Yeah.
You know, they get lost.
Yes.
So I'm trying to like make one of those every 4 or 5 years.
That's a great idea. I'm going to steal this idea.
Steal it. It's a great-
You'll have to.
Make one for your dad. He'll
Tell me
cry
where-
like
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, well,
it's so. I mean, I'm sure you can.
He's definitely going to listen to this. So
okay.
just forget that.
Forget that, Dad.
Just
Don't
forget
listen
about
to
We're
it.
not making you that, Dad.
You'll have to show me how you got that.
Yeah,
where you
super
got it.
easy. I do have a question about. So I have a little girl. Reid has a little girl. They're little bitties.
How old are they?
Mine's 5. Reid's is
2.5.
2.5. I can't believe they're still 2. We have So we have 2 that were born like basically the same day.
Really?
My son was born, his daughter was born like within
36 hours.
Yeah,
We call them cuz twins.
Wow, that's
they're
pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like twins pretty much at the same hospital.
They fight each other. They
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like my daughter will get along with everybody except Boone.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Boone. They just like there's just this
That's
head
funny.
knocking.
So but my question is I know how to intro boys to the hunting lifestyle. I know. You start small, they shoot 20 BB guns, 22s, not scared of the pop.
Yeah.
You have 3 sisters, your dad raised y'all to at least try. I don't know if the other ones, whether it took or not. But my point is, or my question is, how do you feel like he went about it in order to instill the love and not like terrify you or scare you with
Force
the
it on you,
outdoors
yeah.
or force?
Oh, that's a good question. I really don't know. I mean, I was so, maybe this is part of the thing, but I was so young when he first took me out that like I barely even, I don't remember how, I mean, I remember like the hunt, but I don't remember how he presented it. You know what I mean?
Were you
Like,
ever scared of guns?
yeah, I was. And at first I wasn't. And then I remember like after shooting a 20 gauge for the first time, I was probably just really little. And he used to like get behind me and like
Take the
pretty
brunt
much
of the-
take the kick.
Yeah.
And that was fine. And then maybe the first time I shot it alone, but there was a point where I remember I was like really shell shocked. And it like after that for a couple years, like every time I'd go to shoot again, I would like,
Totally.
and like it would scare me.
Yeah,
And
me,
so
I
then
mean, me too, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean everybody is like when you're little, you can't.
It's
just
still a thing for
a
Dan.
bigger
He's-
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to work through
We
it.
can give you
right.
maybe the expert duck hunter would
Maybe-
like to
I'm sure
give
he
you some
will.
advice.
Right, right.
Some shooting lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing is like, you know, I see when I talk to people and they're like, it didn't really take for me. I was just always scared of the guns. And that's like a fear for me because I don't want to introduce my kids too early.
Yeah.
But there's also the too late thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to balance it out.
Well, I remember after, I wish I could remember how old I was when this happened, but I don't. But like, when I was like I got scared of shooting and my dad was like, well, why don't you just come with me? Like, you don't have to shoot. You don't have to shoot. You can just come with me. And so I was like, oh, all right. So then for a couple years, I just would go with him. And I wasn't about that at all. I just
So you're
would
answering
go.
that's answering my question.
Okay, yeah.
That's really,
just say you don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
just come with me. It'll be fun. I'll do the shooting. And then eventually I was like, all right,
I want to do
give me
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a baby anymore.
because it probably loses the immediate, because look, man, it's an intimidating thing. When you
Yeah,
start
for
talking
sure.
about super loud, super projectile, like dangerous, all of a sudden, I remember it being like the first thing in my life that I was introduced to that could like kind of kill me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
like, that's a scary thought when you're 4.
yeah,
or
for
whatever.
sure. Yeah.
And the killing of something else. Like
It's a
Yeah,
heavy
it's
thing.
a serious thing.
it's a heavy
It's not,
thing.
yeah,
exactly.
it is a heavy thing.
deserves to be respected.
Yes.
Today on the ride in, I said to my little girl's name's Liza, and I said, "You gonna go turkey hunting with me this year?" She said, "I think I'll start with a cross gun." Cool. I was like, "Cross gun."
A cross gun.
Yeah, she was talking about a cross.
Might be a
Honestly,
$1 million
that was
idea.
good. Yeah, like that was pretty
I was
smart.
like, you know what? That's a great idea. It's silent. It doesn't kick. We should go right now. Forget school and
That's
everything
so
else.
funny.
I'm so glad it's like you deer hunting and all that, but I'm glad like turkey hunting is your thing because I'm in turkey mode. Like
Yeah, it's getting
coming.
close. Deer season is
Yeah,
past.
it's turkey
It's like,
time.
So I'm really
revving up.
I'm really excited about hearing you caught in your first turkey last spring.
I did,
I
yeah.
want the from the jump to the
Okay.
end.
The
Okay.
big, dirty,
Just get in.
long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, like I grew up going with my dad. And so everything I know is like he's taught me. And like I said, I've gotten to this age where I'm like, okay, I want to learn for myself. Like I want to be able, like if he's ever not able to go, like I want to be able to still go and like not just let him do everything. And so several years ago, I started trying to learn how to call. And my dad is just an awesome caller.
Mouth
This whole
call?
podcast is going to be about him.
Mouth call.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean anything, like really
Box
anything.
call, yeah,
but
all
he'll
of it.
use them both at the same
Slate,
time, and like he's just really good at it. So even when I started to learn, there was never a reason for me I was going to screw us up. Like I would just like let him do it. And then last year, he the day before, the night before opening day, he got sick. He was like, I can't go tomorrow. And I was like, well, then I'm going to go by myself.
Sorry about your luck. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still going. And I was like, well, I got to put it to the test. Like,
Man, I'm excited
it's
about
all
this.
me.
Yeah.
Is this
And
a
so-
drive-to property?
Yeah, drive to. We've got
Okay.
like a lease a little bit outside of town. So it's
Okay.
literally just get up in the morning real early. And
Yeah.
it's probably like 30 minutes.
Has he had it
That's
that
all
same
I'll say.
lease for?
As long as I've been
it's just like
alive.
our dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's a-
I know it well.
That's the thing
Yeah, same.
in itself of like having to get up, get all the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Get the truck. Like,
Yeah, it's not like we have some fancy camp out somewhere. Like
that's
I
what I'm
get up
talking
at
about.
my apartment and
Yep.
you'd go.
Yeah.
So I got up and I went and hunted like all day and didn't kill anything. Like, you know, it was fun, but I didn't kill anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I left and I was like, dang, well, I'm gonna get up and go tomorrow.
I mean, did you
And-
hear birds? Did you?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I was chasing turkeys all day. So it was just like I was like, I'm gonna go the next day. And I thought like I had just been there so long that I was like, I'm just gonna kind of leave them alone and go at like 9. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go first thing in the morning. I'm gonna go at like 9. And Will, my husband, he was like, we just bought a piece of land too. And he was like, well, I'll go with you. We can go at our place. And I was like, listen, I love you, but I gotta go do this by myself.
Come
Like
on.
I have something to
love it.
prove here.
Come on.
And he was like, okay. So I got up the next day, went at like 9 and went and set up in our, there's like a field over here. And I was there for a little bit. And then there's like another field, a big old field with like surrounded by woods. And we have kind of like a regular spot where we sit over there, like way out the end of the field. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to go to the Old Faithful.
Dang
what do we
right.
call it?
Killing spot.
Because it's
Yes.
it's midday.
It's like midday. Yeah, it's
mid-morning.
probably like 10 or
Yeah.
so at this point. And before you get into the field, there's kind of like this little rise. And so you got to creep up slowly.
You gotta
'cause
creep
they're
up, see if
all,
there's-
like I knew they were going to be, I just like had a feeling they were going to be out there in the field. So I creep up this little rise and I look and sure enough, there's like 3 gobblers all strutting way out there. And I'm like my
Yeah.
heart is pounding. And I
Yeah.
just kind of like, I sit there and I'm like, well, I can't go through the field and I can't go through the woods because they're literally right here in between me and the woods. And so I kind of just like sat where I was. I just dropped down like at the top of this rise and shaky hands pull out my box call.
Yeah.
And I have this it's actually it was my great granddad's box call.
Come on.
So I'm the 4th generation to kill turkeys
gonna make me
with it.
cry?
I know.
Get out of here.
And I actually called my granddad yesterday to like make sure I had my story straight on this, but it was his old call and it was his dad's. And
Jeez.
it's Lynch's 101.
Yeah, old
original.
Lynch.
And
Did you call him in prep for the show?
yeah, I
That's what
called
I'm
him
talking
yesterday. I
about.
was like, I need to make sure
Look
I
at
got.
this. Look at this, dude. Come on.
And so that's a whole nother story. I can tell y'all that after, but anyway, he said he's probably killed like 20 or 30 turkeys with that call. And so anyways, I pull it out and I just remember like my dad always told me, which I'm sure y'all have been told this too, but he'd just be like, don't overcall, just let them know you're there.
Yeah.
Let them know you're there. So I like hit it once.
Especially if you're that close.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't close. I mean, close enough to where they're
sorry.
in the field.
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
probably like 200
Yeah,
yards.
a couple hundred yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect scenario though to get one
I know.
to come check it out because
Right.
you got 3 gobblers strutting. There's probably a hen somewhere,
Yes, and
but
there was
only one gobbler's gonna get that hen.
But
Right.
you got that
son
one
of the
guy.
satellite.
That
Yep,
one
the brave
guy.
one.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah,
And he
the
knows.
alpha.
Oh, hey, what was that over here? Yeah,
So I hit it once and one gobbled back. And that's when I was like,
oh, it's on.
hell yeah. Like I can do this. And
You're doing it. I mean,
I'm
you're in the
doing it. I'm
process
literally
of
doing
doing
I mean,
it.
and that
Yeah.
was the first time I had gone by myself a couple times before this, like years before, and like called and just nothing. Like I had never had
Yeah.
that happen where like he responded to
you.
me. And I was like, okay. And so anyways, that went on for like a little while, just kind of going back and forth. And then they start coming to me and like all 3 of them. And I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but the field, it's like, there's a couple little dips
Sure.
in it. So they start coming to me and I know they're going toward this dip where I'm not going to be able to see them anymore. And then that's right where they go. That's right where they went. And I'm like, all right, I know it's going to be like a minute before I see him again. Cause sometimes, they'll just sit there
Yeah,
before
sure.
they start walking. And so it's like a while and I call a couple more times. They call back to me.
So are you like gun up on your shoulder, ready to shoot?
Yeah.
Or are you still kind of in this?
Kinda. I'm like sitting on like at the edge of this field.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have my gun up yet. It's just kind of like in my lap.
Yeah,
like,
ready.
Something go down.
It's ready. Like I could get it up fast if I needed to. And so anyways, I tell really long-winded stories, by the way. So
This is
you
great.
can cut this out of
No,
it.
This is a hunt podcast, so you're good.
We love it.
So they get in this little dip and I don't see him for a while. And then it's been like, honestly, it probably was like 10 minutes. To me, it feels like an hour.
Years.
I have absolutely no idea how much time has passed. And I'm like, I don't know if they're still there or what. Like I have no idea. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my left eye, I see a head pop up.
Sneaky boy.
And they went like if I'm here and the dib's over here, they like went this way and came around.
wrapped
And I'm
around.
like,
Sneaky boys.
oh my God, like I'm gonna die. And so that's when I got ready. I knew like I got to get ready. And
How far is the bird at this point?
probably like 40 yards.
Oh, shootable.
Close.
Shootable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just got to get to where I can
Get it
set
done.
up on
Yeah,
him.
right.
And also, if there's anything else I've learned, it's to just not rush it. Like I've missed plenty of turkeys just being like,
Gotta take the shot.
yeah.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
I got ready. I kind of turned and there was like 5 of them, I think, at this point. Like there's more than I thought. At first I thought there was like 3. There's like 5 at this point. So I just picked the longest beard and I shot him.
Whacked
and
him.
Yeah. And
Dropped,
he was
like,
down.
oh,
Yes.
come on.
And I was like the biggest flood of emotions. Like I don't know. It was the craziest, coolest thing. And, I kind of let him sit for a second,
Yeah.
flopped around for
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And then I went and got him and I immediately FaceTimed my dad. And he was
that is
he was
awesome.
like about to cry. And
I'm
I've
sure.
never
That's
seen him cry.
Yeah, well, how proud of it. I mean, you just linked your family chain link to that entire
Yeah.
hunting history,
Yeah.
which is so cool. Like, and I'm sure it would be mega emotional for me, if that were Eliza Jane sitting there. And I'm like, man, she is obviously, I mean, just carried. And I'm not saying you have to, let me just clarify that. You don't have to kill something in order to
carry your
continue
family's tradition. Yeah.
the hunting. You were already carrying it.
No,
But to
I know what you're saying.
But
No,
to
you're
know
good.
that you
I know
used
what you
the
mean.
same box call, that's pretty
Yeah.
special.
And I actually didn't know it at the time. Like I didn't know
Even
the
better.
history, which I'm kind of glad because I
Even
probably
better.
would have gotten really
yeah.
too nervous. But like they told me afterwards, they were like, I mean, my granddad was floored.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
like,
I'm sure.
he's so funny. He was like, now that call, that's 4 generations of Watkins turkey hunting right there. Like,
That's great. And I'm sure too, like for your dad, and I know there's plenty of female hunters out there, but like for your dad, like wanting the boy to take hunting and to not sure if having 4 girls, if any of you would like hunting or
Yeah.
anything, but to get that call and I mean, yeah,
and
probably-
have someone to give it to.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, and pass those things down to and share those moments with. And
Yeah.
Special.
man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So now I'm like mega addicted because before, it was always fun. But then now that I know I can do it by myself, I'm just like, all right, let's go again. Like
That's awesome.
I'm just, I have a new appreciation for it.
I think you are stepping into like a new degree of woodsmanship. When you start doing that, it just completely changes. I
It
remember
opens the door to a lot of things.
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes as well.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of learning.
Yes,
Absolutely.
totally.
Fast.
But it's
Yeah.
that really solidifies you as what, a hunter, like knowing what to do and what moves to make. And well, I can't call them off this ridge because they normally go this way. But if I
Yeah.
set up over there, there's no cover, so I need to be here in case they double back. Oh, it didn't happen today. You know what I mean? You're just
Yeah.
constantly
Yeah.
learning. You're learning the animals. And
Yes, totally.
instead of just going on, what do you think, Dad? Which is, look,
Right.
nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with that. But becoming your own individual hunter, that's a pretty special
Well,
journey.
thank you. And you're right. I do and I have so much to learn, but that's kind of the cool thing. Like,
Totally.
I think it takes a level of confidence to be like, okay, I don't know everything. I'm going to ask and I'm going to mess up and
Totally.
figure it out.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes you better. Like I wasn't learning anything by just pretending like I knew everything and
absolutely.
staying silent. You know,
Absolutely.
now I feel like I'm learning more.
Sure.
And the drive of that, like the addiction you said to turkey hunting now, it will propel you to learn more, to watch YouTube videos,
Right.
to watch more shows, to
Right.
to get out there more by yourself and figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we got a music, but can you tell me about this squirrel hawk thing?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We got to do music, otherwise we'll talk about hunting the whole
Have
time.
you ever done that? Or
No,
have
I
you
don't even know.
This is
heard
the
of
first
that?
time I've ever heard of it.
Okay, well,
I mean,
me
I've
too.
heard of like eagles catching, like
Fish out of
ducks
ponds.
and fish.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my dad has a friend who lives in Alabama, and he's got like an awesome hunting camp down there. So the past couple of years, we've gone down there to deer hunt, and like we're there for a few days, so it's like we deer hunt most of the time. But this guy, he's so funny. He's like, I got this friend. He squirrel hunts with hawks. Like, y'all want to do that one day? And we were like, what? Yeah, though. Like, we do.
For sure.
What? And yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
And it was literally like these guys, they call it falconry. It's like they literally train hawks or falcons, but I think these were hawks. Is there a difference? I'm not really sure.
There is a difference.
but it's okay.
So
But it's
these
all
were,
right.
Both
but it's
of
like
them
the same sport,
yeah.
I guess you could say.
Same sport for sure.
Yeah,
It's
same
just
concept.
bird of prey kind
Yeah.
of deal.
And so they
Falconry.
have hawks.
Oh.
Falconry. It sounds like
Sounds like-
fancy.
Yeah, it sounds like,
like medieval
Harry
or
Potter.
something. Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Sounds like a new artist that just came to town.
Falconry.
You been running
You
with
wrote
Falconry?
with falconry yet?
Have you written with falconry?
Kid's incredible.
She needs a single, I think. But anyway, so these guys, they bring their hawks. And actually, it was a man and his wife. And I was like, talk about a power couple.
No doubt.
And they each had their own. And they basically take these hawks, and they're very, very trained, and take them through the woods. And they had like us and some other people basically you're just watching
watching,
them. You're
yeah.
not doing
Yeah,
shit.
sure,
You're just
sure,
watching
sure.
them do their
Yeah.
thing. And we had slingshots, and we'd like slingshot a rock up into the trees to like shake the squirrel out of it.
Gotcha.
And the squirrel would run, and the hawk would like basically get on the squirrel and start chasing it limb to limb. And they have these bells on the like tied on the hawk's feet, so you can hear where it is.
You know where it's at.
Sick.
It is. I don't know how to explain it other than like it is the most electric feeling
Yeah.
when like you hear the squirrel go and the bells start ringing and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, so we're literally, and it's so funny where their camp is. It's like this small town, and it's just a bunch of hunting camps and like locals
Yeah.
and stuff. And all these people just, I don't know who these people were. They came out of the woodworks to watch this happen. Literally, next thing you know, there's like 20 rednecks all just running through the
Bro,
woods,
I
watching
would
this happen.
definitely be
No
there.
doubt.
I
We're
would
like,
definitely
who are
be there.
these people? Are they with? And then
Is there some falconry going on?
Yeah,
over
our
there?
friend is like, no, they just live here. They just wanted to
I
come.
heard a
watch.
bell. Y'all falconry
Y'all
down
call
here?
these
The
squirrels?
dinner bell. They came running.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
How many did they
so-
get?
I mean,
I mean,
a
they
lot.
kill, like,
I
a
can't
bunch?
remember.
Okay.
A bunch, nothing crazy, like a handful, I guess.
Are
Probably.
they bringing them? Are they killing them? Are they bringing them back? Like, are they fetching them and killing them and then like dropping them in the
I'm
guys?
sure they killed them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But I'm like, are they like dropping?
Here you
them?
go, Dad.
Are they like flying back and landing with the squirrel, or you got to go get the squirrel?
No, they fly. They bring it to you.
God,
Yeah.
Retrieve it.
Yes, they retrieve
Kill
it.
it, retrieve this.
It is the craziest thing, and it's really badass. It feels like gives you kind of some American pride.
Yeah,
It's
hell
like,
yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, get them squirrels, dude.
Yeah. I don't know why.
We should train an eagle, dude. If we could train a
That
bald
would
eagle
be
to do
cool.
that.
that
Yeah.
would mean.
It's
'Cause, I
the
mean,
There's a
craziest
couple on the
thing.
lake back
Well,
there.
here's my question. I mean, you're talking about like those are protected bird, like federally protected birds. So
I
what,
think I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos. on my
what
way
would be
home.
the difference of
watch,
taking an
that
eagle?
would explain it better than I am. But
I just
No, I
don't
get
under-
it.
pretty
now.
cool.
I don't understand how you can have ownership of a bird like that. You know what I mean?
It is a long process, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
there
you
would have to be some legal-
heavily licensed.
Yeah, that's-
very,
yeah,
very
right.
regulated.
Sure.
Like you can't. I'm pretty sure these people like go through courses and courses.
Yeah.
Of training. Like I couldn't just go buy a hawk.
Catch an
Come
eagle.
on, Hawk. Let's go get the squirrel.
But they literally, they literally have it in a cage in the back of their trucks, and they take it out, and it just sits up on their arm.
Hell
Sick.
yeah.
Like,
Do they
it
have
is
names
so
for them?
I was
trained.
just
Do you
about to
remember
ask, do you remember the names?
They did have names. I can't remember it. But this one old guy, he was awesome. He was just the coolest. He had on a sweatshirt, a bright orange sweatshirt, and it was just on the back. It had like a black silhouette of a hawk. And it said,
man, they got merch.
Well, no, his daughter made it for him. And it said, Death from above.
I knew it.
Yes.
And y'all, I was like, I love that sweatshirt. Where did you get
yeah.
that? He literally took it off and gave it to me. I should have brought it today.
should
But so I have that sweatshirt.
I need a
now.
picture of you in the Death from Above.
And then he
sweatshirt.
told me his daughter made it for him. I was like,
You can have
you're
it back.
giving me this sweatshirt? He was like, no, she can make another one. She got a little printing machine.
Got it for him for Christmas. Ain't no big deal.
Okay.
Oh,
He
that's
wasn't
awesome.
taking no for an answer, though.
That's
So I
awesome.
have
That's
it.
awesome. All right, we got to talk
Death
about
from
music.
Above, man.
Yeah,
Oof.
pretty much.
Wait, real quick. Let me just do this. If you had a hawk,
The name?
what would you name your hawk to catch squirrels? Don't say hawk to it or you're fired. You're fired.
I was going to say hawk is even like a strong
Strong
name.
one. I mean, just think, what's your, like, when you, I think I'm just naming mine Ricky.
I think I'm going like Rambo.
You got to stay in the theme.
Yeah, like you got to like.
See, that's why I'm going the other way. I think mine's Ricky the Hawk.
I
and
don't
he
know.
just-
I need to
Oh wait,
think
here's the
about that.
video.
if you just had to guess,
Is that me?
Yeah.
I don't think that was you.
That was
No, that thing's big.
Yeah, they're
Hold it
huge.
to the-
It looks like an eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. It caught you.
Yeah.
It like came down
It
and
like
landed on
shook
you.
me when it landed on me.
That's so dope.
They'd like
Oh,
once-
there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
that's
There's
me.
mine.
Death from
There's my
above.
sweatshirt. Yeah, they would send it up in the tree. This is like when we were done with the hunting part. This
sick.
is just for fun. And they'd like give you have to wear like their big old glove because their
Oh, yeah.
talons are
Oh, yeah.
really sharp.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they would like have me hold my arm up and put like a piece of food on it or something. And it would literally
Squirrel
fly
head.
from up in the tree to my arm. And you think like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then when you realize it's this massive bird flying at you
terrifying.
at like, I don't know how fast, but it scared me. I was like,
Yeah, I would be a little. Yeah.
it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
It
That's
was really
awesome.
cool.
We could talk about that for 100 years, but we got to talk
Yeah.
about music. We're getting hate for not talking about music.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting talking to you because usually we've had Ernest on, Mitchell, and they're from Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like most of the people we talk to, it's their dream to come to Nashville, to move to town, and like a pipe dream for them, and their parents got them into music. Like being from Nashville, what part of Nashville?
Like Oak Hill
Okay.
area.
Was it always like, was country music always from the jump a part of your story, or did you
Yes.
come into it, or
Yes, but not as a career. It was always part of my life. Like I grew up, my sister, you know my sister, Caroline. Yeah, she's a songwriter in town, and
she's so great. She's so great.
Awesome. She's
As a songwriter and a person, she
is literally
incredible.
all around. She's awesome. And her and I just started singing together when we were really little, like just for fun. And she's always written songs as long as I can remember, she's written songs. And so we would just sing and play. And I remember like her bedroom was upstairs next to mine, and I'd hear her in there playing her guitar, and I'd go knock on the door and be like, "Can I sing with you?" And we would
What would
just
she be
sing
singing?
anything.
What was
we
her
laugh.
jams?
I mean, any country that was like current at the time, we'd be like Brad Paisley's Brown Band, Miranda Lambert. Well, we were always like singing whatever was on the radio at the time. And we laugh now because when we started playing gigs, we were young, like probably like 12 or 13.
Yeah, that's really young.
Yeah. I mean, and by gigs, I mean, we would play at barbecues or like
Yeah.
we would go to the corner pub and they would let us, they didn't even do live music. They just somehow we talked them
Yeah,
into letting
they
us
can do it.
show up. We bought a little speaker and would bring it. And we did not have any concept of building a set list. Like we didn't know, we just
Well,
sang
you were
what
13.
we liked.
You could barely write. You know what I
And
mean?
we would
Sang what you
sing
knew,
the
yeah.
most deep cut songs that like you've never even heard of. Like literally we'd sing like Casey Musgraves songs that weren't even released. We just heard them on YouTube and thinking that was like, yep, this is what
Everybody loves this
everyone's
song.
telling me.
Sure, they want to hear this.
And so that's what we would
Why aren't they
sing.
singing
Yeah,
back?
like they don't know this. They must just want to hear us sing. And so we would, I mean, literally we would sing anything. But sorry, I'm forgetting what the question was. I've just been doing it for forever. And we started playing gigs and it was just fun for me. Like, and she always knew she wanted to be a songwriter. Like that was from the jump. Like that was her thing.
Same, yeah.
And it was just kind of my hobby. I was like, this is fun, but I'm a kid. Like, is this a career? I don't know about what career means. Like,
Yeah.
we're not doing all that. And so I just did it for fun. And then it came time to go to college. And since I had watched her journey, which was high school, signed publishing deal right out of high school, go to Belmont, like start right off the bat. I thought that was the only way. So I thought like, all right, I either get to pick college or I pick
Music,
singing.
yeah.
And I was like 16. I was like, I'm not ready to, I'm going to Ole Miss. Like come hell or high water, I'm going to Ole Miss. And so that's what I did, thinking I would never come back to Nashville. I was like, I'm going to move to the beach or to a small town somewhere. Like I'm not coming back here. So I went to Ole Miss, and the whole time I was there, it just pulled at me. Like it was just this thing in my heart. I could not ignore it. It was just like, guilt is the wrong word because that sounds so negative, but it was
Conviction.
just this. Yes, conviction. Yeah. It was just this conviction that I am supposed to go back and do music. Like after this is all over, where else am I going to go? Like that is the only thing I'm passionate about. It's the only thing I really want to do. And so Caroline came and played. She was like playing a lot of shows at the time. She came and played a show in Oxford, and I got up and sang with her. And I just remember after getting off stage, I was like, I forgot what this felt like. I hadn't played a show since I was in high school. And I was like, I forgot how good this feels. I felt so fulfilled. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so after that, there was no turning back. I knew I was going to come back to Nashville, but I still had a year and a half left of school. So I was like, what can I do to just give myself the best shot, like at having like shot when I come back to town. So that's when I started writing songs and just wrote when I was in college, started playing shows again, and then moved back home and then just hit the ground running.
Man, it's really similar to my story as a younger sibling to him. Yeah, because
that's really interesting.
Because it was the same thing. Like this, and I say this, like this was never my dream, kind of, because I didn't even know it was his.
Yeah.
And he was destined from the time he got a guitar for Christmas in 8th grade, and by lunch had learned 4 songs on it.
Yeah.
Like he was destined to do this.
Yeah.
And I was kind of the same thing, and it's so crazy because like I would go with his band to these shows, and like in college, when I was in college at UT Knoxville, he would go play somewhere, and I'd hop on the van with him or the van with him and go sing like harmonies with him and stuff. Yeah. And the whole time thinking like, dang man, like this is a lot of fun. This is really, and even like it's crazy too, because like I was trying to do other things, but none of them would work.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to be here too, you know, and so. That's really interesting to hear that story.
It almost feels like the female version of exactly what we do.
Well, and it's funny because I've heard a lot of siblings say that they have a similar story.
There's a lot of siblings.
Like the Davis brothers. Do y'all know the Davis brothers?
We just stand them.
We just hunted with Jacob for 3 days.
Oh, that's right. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, we don't like them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. Jenkins.
Terrible
guys. Can't stand them.
Warren Brothers, get out of here.
The Warren Brothers. I was just with them. We go to church together.
Oh, yeah.
But...
How is the Church of Satan? Because that's where you guys go, right?
Yeah. Do you know that Brett Warren married me and my husband?
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that.
Nice.
Me and Will. I don't have to keep saying husband. Right. You guys know him.
Yep, we know.
On the day we were supposed to podcast.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, so cool. He was also to blame.
Where'd y'all go? Where'd you elope to?
On our land.
Dang, that's dope.
Yeah.
If that ain't Tennessee, I don't know what it is.
So cliche.
It's good.
It was awesome. We had been planning the big like traditional wedding. And honestly, the planning was so overwhelming to me. I was like, I cannot do this.
Yeah, and why do it?
It was it was becoming about like, it was just becoming so stressful. Like, who am I going to invite? And do I even want to invite this person? Is this just because I have to invite?
Yeah.
Like, it just became such a thing. And when I told Will that, he was like, I've been trying to get you to elope since we met. Like, I'm down.
Go.
And so anyways, we almost did like a true courthouse elopement. And then I called my parents and they were like, no, you're not doing that. Like,
or at least
just give us a week so we can get all the family together. And I'm really glad that they said that looking back, because I would have regretted that. But so we gave everybody like a couple weeks. We said, we're doing it on this day. And we just had our immediate family there and grandparents, and we went out to our land, and it was so easy and chill. And we just got married, and Brett Warren signed the papers and
did it.
Yeah.
So
it was awesome.
How is that? Because most songwriters or artists are married to not songwriters
Somebody
or
normal.
artists. Yeah, totally. And somebody not like, and their siblings
I identify with that.
Yeah.
Their siblings do other jobs. And so like they can turn it off, right? Like they're not living in it constantly.
Yeah.
You're literally navigating it, this business with your husband, which is awesome too, because you have somebody to talk to and somebody to bounce ideas off of. They're kind of going through the same thing. Your
that
sister
also understands it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's that journey been like?
Well, for me, the pros way outweigh the cons.
Okay.
Like I would way rather deal with having to turn it off sometimes, like having to make ourselves turn it off sometimes and struggle with that. And also get the pros of him just understanding it and being able to give me advice. 'Cause he's just so smart and like just so much more mature than me. And so he's able to weigh in on things and like just be there for me. Whereas
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah, whereas I feel like it would be hard for me if somebody didn't understand it and I wanted to go to them for advice and I had to be like, okay, well, first let me explain this whole backstory of what this person does
This is
and let
how
me
this
explain you what
works.
this job is. And to me, that would just be really energy draining. Some people don't mind that. For me, I just like that he understands it. But we have to have boundaries. Like we have a rule. We do not talk about work before 9 a.m. Like we don't, when I'm drinking my coffee, we do not talk about work. And it's pretty easy. Like it's not, I also think it helps that I had already kind of gone through that with my sister.
Yeah.
Because we've been working together forever.
Right.
And her and I just kind of tackled that early on. Like we both work together. We also both do our separate things. And we worked through that and then got through it. And now it's just like, it's
That's
great.
exactly how we are.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all have had the same. Like
We
had to go
write
through the same
together.
stuff.
We don't write together. We play shows together.
Complain together.
Separate.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's nice to have that fallback of going, dude, is this pointless?
Yeah.
Am I not supposed to be doing this?
Yeah.
Every couple of weeks, you got somebody you can trust to
And
lay it out
if one of y'all didn't understand it, he might be like, yeah, that sounds really stressful. Why are you doing that? Like,
Right.
I want somebody who's going to be like, nope, today's just a hard day. You're going to get up tomorrow and you're going to do it again and it's all going to be okay.
Maybe we're just having a bunch of hard days right in a row.
Maybe so.
Since like 2015. I'm just kidding.
I'm
We
here-
love
I'm
music.
here for y'all.
We love.
Yeah, maybe we should just call Lauren.
Just call me.
It's the curse of a creative, though, right?
Yeah,
To like
oh, yeah.
second guess everything we do.
You think you're going to quit every week.
Oh my! How many
Kinda want
times
to.
have I said
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
I mean, and for me this year, I came back from like Christmas break, which is what we all call basically October to New
yeah,
Year's.
after Halloween.
Deer season.
And so, and I come
Yeah.
out of it, and I'm like, I don't feel like normally I feel a bit rejuvenated coming out of that thing. This time, I just felt like I was more tired than when I even went into it.
Yeah, I actually kind of felt that too.
So I was like, well, I was dry before, and now it's just like Sahara Desert, dude. I'm dusty. I got no ideas. I got no inspiration.
Yeah.
And it's weird how, as a creative, I feel like for me personally, the only thing that fixes that is like to keep working.
Yes.
It's like because if I stop and like wallow, I definitely ain't getting nothing done.
Yeah,
Ain't getting
I'm
nothing
the
done.
same way. I also think that's just January and February too. Like it's such a bummer that we start the year in the most gloomy,
It's the
cold
worst.
time of year.
Yeah, slump time, right?
It's dead.
Yes.
zone.
It's
It's
just
dead
slump,
zone.
it's
like
slump time.
my body wants to just stay inside and be
Oh,
under
yeah.
a blanket.
Same.
But
Yeah.
you got to work. But I'm with
Yeah,
you.
I'm
I think.
sorry.
You're good.
I'm kicking you off.
Whoa.
I kicked your feet. Yeah, let's find that blanket.
He wants me out of here.
That's the too long kick. That's yeah.
I've been beating the shit out of you since you got in here.
You went on tour with Morgan Wallen last year.
Yeah.
That had to be pretty surreal
Yes.
and wild.
It was awesome.
Playing stadiums, big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal. Yeah.
Yep.
It was wild. I mean, I've been a fan of his for forever.
Sure.
And, like I just remember like first kind of getting signed at Big Loud and he was the guy. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm starstruck. And then you get to know him and you get to know kind of like that whole crew. And it's like, wow, these are just cool, good people.
They are good people.
They are. And
They're fun. It's a
They
fun,
are
career.
fun.
Like nothing's
Yes.
too serious.
No.
Just kind of do what you want to do.
no,
and you'll be
is.
successful.
Yeah. And I told like when I first met Seth over there and like the whole crew, I was right out of college and I told him, I was like, this feels like a frat house. Like I'm at home. I know
Yeah.
I know this.
Never lost a party.
I'm like fulfilling every cliche you ever
I'm just
thought
gonna
about
keep
me.
driving that one home. Just because
You might as well call Big Loud Ole Miss. Like,
Yeah.
you might as well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're rich. They
Yeah.
hang out together. They get drunk in public places.
Oh my gosh, I'm leaving. But anyways, so I've been a fan for forever, and I did a couple shows with him the year before, so not last year, the year before that, and I thought it was just kind of like a couple one-off shows. I was like, that was badass. It was in arenas, and right after those shows, I did a writing retreat in Kansas. This was literally like the week after.
God, I love Kansas.
Me too. It's beautiful.
Love Kansas.
Beautiful.
Big deal.
It's like outdoor mecca of the
I
world.
actually love how flat it is. People complain about that, but I think it's cool. Probably because I'm from here where it's not.
Sure.
And so it's just interesting.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
never seen past 200 yards in your life.
Yeah,
and then out there,
you
it's
see
miles.
a car driving and you're like, wait, what? Oh, that's a road miles away.
Yeah, man.
It's wild.
with one car on it.
Well, just one.
One.
You might see a car.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, I just remember being in Kansas and my agent called me and he was like, hey, and we're constantly talking or texting, but when he called me right after these shows, I was like, oh no, am I in trouble? Like,
Yeah.
did I do something?
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, so these shows went pretty well. And I was like, yeah, I think so. And he was like, well, how would you like to do a whole bunch more? And I was like, oh, and I cried. And he was like, you want to go on tour with him next year? And I was like,
Sick.
yes. So anyways, it was so cool. I was so nervous for those first couple shows just because I'm used to playing these small clubs and you go straight from there to a stadium. You're like, one, I don't belong here. Two, this is wild. And I've got to like fill the stage. Like how can I like fill these shoes? You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so
It's kind of the same thing. Watch what I do here. I'm a pro. It's kind of the same thing, like starting to hunt by yourself. It's figuring out how to do it. And the goal of that hunt is to get a turkey 20 yards from you and shoot that turkey and have that moment. Same thing with the goal of playing those shows, or to draw that crowd in and to get them to react and feel the words, feel the songs, and put on a show. And there's no greater learning curve than being thrown in the fire like that.
No, it's so true. Like there's no way to understand how it's going to feel until you are there by yourself on the stage, just like being in the woods. Until you are there alone, you're the one holding the call.
You ain't got
and
nobody
you're
to rely on.
Figure it out.
Can't ask anybody any
Do
questions.
it.
Right.
Right. Exactly. So it was a huge, I just learned so much. I feel like I grew so much as a performer. My stage presence has gotten so much better. Just like you said, having to figure it out and just do it.
Yeah.
Just get out there and do it. And so
And being able to watch one of the hottest acts in the world right now.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I play my set and then we stay and watch everybody else after me. And you just learn so much. Like you just, and when you watch the same show over and over and over again, you just pick up on things that you maybe wouldn't have noticed. Like, oh, that's interesting. They moved this song around. They added this solo section in here for Morgan to go get a drink of water. Like just really
Water,
For sure. That's what he drinks.
Yeah. Keep saying that.
He'll appreciate
Big Loud loved that one.
No comment.
water. She said water.
I'm the PR.
There's water in that solo cup he's bringing out.
For sure. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like
There's water
just-
in that fifth he's hammering backstage.
Jeez.
I'm just like,
Jumps is sweating.
so anyways,
Anyways.
but you know what I mean? Like just stuff that you just pick up on, and it made me go, oh, we should do that in our set. Like we should add this little thing and like,
Copy him. Right.
copy him.
No, I know.
We should
I know.
copy that.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
so
It does make
it was
you,
cool.
Yeah. Have you had any like, oh my gosh, this isn't going like I thought it was going to moments out there?
On stage?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
For example, I left the battery pack out of Luke's guitar on a solo acoustic gig in Nissan Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah, it was scary.
oh no.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Live music.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It happens. And that's why I'm so happy that I played so many terrible gigs before stuff like that, where
Agreed.
I know what it's like when the cord just falls out of the microphone and you're
gotta love
standing
that.
there with a cordless mic and you got to pick it up and make a joke about it.
I knew exactly what to do when that pack went out. I knew,
Yeah.
and I ran out there and I switched the batteries, and it was just the pack wasn't tight, you know.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had come loose. So I knew how to fix it.
Your face didn't say that you knew what to do because you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Even
When
when
he
you
ran
do
back, I was-
know, you still like
muscle memory.
It's fight or flight.
Yeah.
And so I run back, and one of the interesting points of this story is I was, sweating it, right? And so after we got it working, I was still standing over there like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm the worst. Just in Nashville. And it was like a solo acoustic song. He's like, man, we got something going on. And I'm like, well, dude, you hired me to come here and hang out. I don't really know what I'm doing. And so we got it going, got it working. He's playing the song, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Everybody's in my ears like, what an idiot. Just go ahead and quit.
I feel for you.
And they're all buddies.
Yeah.
But it's like, And one of the guitar techs, Ed, shout out Ed Lahane, he's like legit been doing it his whole life kind of thing. He comes up, he puts his arm around me, he's like, hey man, there's 70,000 people in here, and you're the only one still thinking about the mess up. He's like, nobody else.
True.
It's not like they're sitting up there going, hey man, that one guy really messed this.
That is so true.
And it really put perspective, like kind of in my life on those types of things. Like, yeah, you can mess it up. And I think this just goes across the board. Like, you can make mistakes, you can mess it up, but to just own it and move on, you're the only one that's going to sit there and think about that.
Yeah, it's true.
The sun will come up tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be all right.
It's true. And everybody at every level messes up.
Sure.
There is no, and people in the crowd, they're drunk. They just want to have a good time. Like,
Here's
they're
the
not
thing:
thinking about
if
it.
they're not messing up, then it's not live, because live music is messing up.
Exactly.
I would venture to say some people enjoy that. Some people like
Yeah.
seeing the vulnerability of all
just
of
raw.
it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels you can relate to it.
Yeah.
Now look, don't do it every show.
Yeah. No, but
Don't
like
be the
there's
mess of
nothing
it.
wrong with it when
Nothing
it
wrong.
happens. I get really self-conscious about forgetting words. Like I'll get really in my head, and then if I mess up a word,
Now
I'll
you're like, I'm in my
think
head.
about it.
Yeah.
No, and then it's like it's a whole brain thing, and then I'll think about it the rest of the day. I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I asked on tour, I asked Morgan, I was like, do you ever forget the words, or do you ever forget the words? And he goes, every damn night.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never noticed. I've watched every show, and I've never noticed once him forgetting the words.
Yeah.
So if I'm not noticing,
Nobody else is.
either.
Yeah. Because you know you're not hammered. You're
Yeah.
over there listening.
Yeah, I'm intently listening, and I don't even notice.
So what we got coming down the pipe for 25?
Well, a lot of good touring. I'm going on tour with Zach Topp.
I
Riley
sleep
Green.
like a baby.
We should sing that.
Well, asking it shall happen.
You
Where are
were
we
waiting
doing it?
for me to
Where are we doing
ask.
it?
Well, it's been some time. I still look like
You sing
still,
it all
you
harmonized.
still look like an angel. Yeah, I heard you're doing fine. Got promoted back in April. Wasn't you met someone? Your dad says he's okay. Well, I've never been better. Things are going my way. Here we go, everybody. I sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work. I don't drink whiskey. I don't know how it feels to hurt. And I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you, but you know I never lie.
Woo. Okay, Rascal Flats.
Dang.
Hey, asking it shall be given.
That was
That's
awesome.
getting you prepared for this
That's
this
the
tour coming up.
pregame.
Yeah.
Yes. I am
Who
very
else is on that
excited.
tour? We got to do one of Riley's now.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? Hey, I'm going on tour with Riley too.
Is that a different tour?
Yeah, that's a different tour.
Okay.
Oh, it
That'll
is.
be like more summertime, I think.
Okay.
It'll be like Zach Topp and then Riley.
Those are two big ones. I'd say
I know.
those are
I
two
know.
that are about to be
Yeah.
up there.
If it's
in the
summertime,
really
Riley's not going to
excited.
have sleeves. You know that.
That's true.
That joker.
That's true.
That's a swole old boy.
That
right
is
there.
a swole
sweaty
boy.
dude.
He's veiny and hot, dude. He is. So,
Sure, yeah.
Should we call him?
I mean, we can call him. I don't
Seems
care.
like you have a crush.
I do, for sure. As long as he keeps cutting my songs, I have a crush
there you
on
go.
him for sure.
Working on new music.
Yes, working on new music. I'm not on the road until like March, so I've just been writing my booty off, like
good
just
for you.
writing so much, and we've already got like a bunch of songs in the can already, and now I'm just writing, trying to finish an album.
Yeah.
And I'm
That
really
album last
excited.
year was awesome.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
that was great.
Thank you. I'm really proud of that.
I'm just stuck.
Stuck in my ways.
Yeah, stuck in my ways. That's a good
yeah.
one. That's my favorite.
That is a Will Bundy special right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mama, I made it. That's my jam, dude.
Mama made it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's my jam, dude.
yeah, that's cool.
Thank you. I'm really proud of that album. So,
Well, I'm a big
time.
fan.
thank you.
Have
I'm-
been since we wrote and met for the first time, and always been pulling for you. So
Thank
it's
you.
not shocking that everything's coming your
Thank
way
you.
right now.
That is so
way.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
I'm a fan of y'all, so
Thank you.
so
Thanks.
much for having me.
Appreciate
This
you.
was awesome.
We do a Gravorite tune at the end of every show.
Yeah, okay.
This is greatest / favorite song for you.
Explain it.
Or
So
one
it's-
of them. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like.
Okay, well, first of all, anytime I'm asked like what is my favorite song, I go into an extreme
Tailspin.
panic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, for sure.
I don't.
And that's not pressure. That's what we try to not put on you by saying.
No,
what's
no,
your,
y'all didn't.
But
put
what's your
that on
favorite
me.
song ever?
I'm just saying, yeah, but
What's your favorite? What's the best song I've ever written of all time? No, I mean, I think the whole thing is just like a cornerstone kind of tune.
yes,
You know,
yeah. Well, so like I said, me and my sister, we grew up playing gigs together, and this was one that we used to cover. Are you good? Are you gonna?
yeah, we're good.
We we used to cover the song, and it was like my grandparents. It was like their anniversary song, and we always. Now my granddad has passed away, but it just makes me think of them now, and like they were married like 60 years or something
Wow.
crazy, and I want to say it was like their 40th or 50th anniversary or something like that. This was like the song of that like time, and anyways, ever since then, it makes us think of them. And then me and Caroline would play it together in Puckett's or Tootsie's or wherever. See, again, like, did Tootsie's want to hear Still the One by
Probably
Shania Twain?
not.
Probably not, but we sang it anyway.
Dude, what a jam though. Dude.
I know, it's so good. Are y'all going to sing it with me, right?
Yeah, I'll sing some.
Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. Might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong.
You get the low, I'll get the high.
You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of. You're still the one I kiss goodnight. I should have done at the beginning where she's like, when I first saw you, I saw love.
Did she do that?
Yes.
Did y'all
I think
do that
it's
at
in, like-
Puckett's?
no. I think it's in like
Caroline's part.
an updated version or something. And then she's like, when I first felt you, I felt love.
Oh,
It's like the
I
craziest
first felt
thing.
you.
The talkie version. That's
It's the
talkie.
craziest
Has
thing.
Shania lost it a little bit, or are we thinking she's still cool?
I think she's great. She should totally come on this podcast.
Me
She
too.
should.
I'd
You
love
know
to
what I'm
have, I would
saying?
love to
Yes.
have her. I
Cowboy-
would love to have her.
Her
She'd be
cow
wearing a
print
cooler
boots and
outfit
stuff.
than
Yeah.
me.
You know, somebody I know an engineer that.
Hey, that's killer. You're killer.
You're killer.
You're
What?
killer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all
so
are
good.
killer.
I
Y'all
just
sound
closed
better.
my eyes and just went with you, man. That was beautiful.
Me too. I was closing my eyes too. I was in my own little world.
Yeah, man. It's not like 50 million people are watching this. You know,
They're not. Not
they
50
are.
million.
They are. One day they will
I
be.
wish 50 million was watching this
My
shit.
whole
That'd be
family
sick.
is watching. this.
So 7. And
Just
here, I had an engineer friend who got flown out to. They had to like fix a Shania lyric,
Mm-hmm.
and so they flew him to like the Dominican or something, wherever she was. It was somewhere exotic. literally like he flew like $1 million studio to just get this like
one line.
Yeah, one line.
Wow.
And my buddy was like, dude, what was it like? What was it like? We were talking about it, in the studio. And he was like, man, you can be honest. He was like, yeah, she's like beautiful. He was like, she's like next level.
Yeah.
Like doesn't make sense to male eyes beautiful. He said, but I'll never forget the way she smelled. He said, dude, she smelled
terrible.
Like an angel.
Oh.
He said it was like,
I really thought that was going there. I
should have done that. I should have sold it. I should have said that.
I was
but
like,
I was scared like maybe her PR team would hate that. He said
like a cow patty.
She smelled like
she smelled like damn it. A big bucket of damn it. No, he said it was like
angelic.
Like, he said he can still,
Really?
it was like 20 years ago. And if that scent ever hit, he would immediately know Shania Twain.
Wow.
I know.
I mean,
I hope somebody says that about me sometimes.
What's that? Yeah, what's that perfume?
What are they gonna say about
heaven dust?
They're gonna be like, man, I had to get this guitar part for Dan, and I walked in.
It took forever.
And he was the slowest guitar player. I will never forget how slow he was.
Oh my God.
What will they remember you for? How patchy your beard is?
That guy's got a patchy beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think they'll remember you for?
I don't know. Hopefully that I smell like an angel.
Yeah, maybe. She smells like an angel. All right,
hey, thanks, Lauren. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for coming by. That's been a lot of fun.
Great talking.
So fun.
Thank y'all for hanging out God's Country. Y'all check out Lauren Watkins. She's got a bunch coming up in 25. Be sure to check her on the road with Topp, Riley Green. Thanks for hanging out in God's Country. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.